Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Sauntering Tarot. If you're new here, hi, hello. This is the 7th and final part of my favorites for 2022 when it comes to the Major Arcana. So we're going to cover the Moon card all the way through the World. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got 4 of these. Alright, we have the Lightseers Tarot, the Magical Dogs Tarot, the Soul Cats Tarot, and the Mermaid Tarot. Alright, and between probably all 4 of them, I would say the Magical Dogs Tarot is probably the closest to the original Moon card, which is usually depicted of 2 statues, stalactites, and then the background creating a gateway with a path through it, the moon up above, and you see a crab trying to crawl through that with a dog and a wolf on either side. So some of these have a lot of that symbolism and some of these do not. So let's go ahead and get started with the Lightseers Tarot over here. A lot of people are uncomfortable with this card because it's a person underwater. But the moon is there. She's submerged underwater, and then you have wolves on either side. One's black, one's white, so there's the duality there, and they also represent the gateway. Moon cards associated with fear and things being revealed. Water, of course, is your emotions and your spirituality, your dreams, your hopes, your ability to connect. So the fact that she's submerged does not bother me. Actually, I kind of like that because she's in the water element, literally, in this card. So I tend to favor that for the representation that it embodies. She's submerged in her hopes, her fears, her dreams, and she can either let the fear control her or she can overcome it and persist anyway, or despite being so far in the depths, the moonlight will still reach her, as you can see through this path, and reveal things to her. I really love how Chris Ann decided to depict that card. The Magical Dogs Tarot is very colorful. I love it. And, I mean, what dog doesn't howl at the moon? I mean, that's goes without saying. It's adorable. I love it. I love the use of it. And you do have I guess you could say, another dog or a symbology of the wolf right here that's disembodied. So howling with one's pack, howling with one's ancestors, etc. The things unseen. Yeah, very much the things unseen can be scary, but the things that we don't see oftentimes are the things that are hidden and become revealed. So I do love the card, and I do love the color choices. It's not for a brighter card. I love it. The Soul Cats Tarot, very very simple, and you do see the wolf and the crab, you know, charms on the cat's collar, but and then you see the duality in the face, the light and the dark, with a big old moon. It's very pretty. It is. It's a very pretty card. I love it. And mostly, besides loving it because it's a pretty card, I connect with this moon card pretty well, with the way it is designed and the way it feels. So that's the reason why it's here. And then hopefully you can see that my bowl is not in the way. The moon card from the Mermaid's Tarot is literally a mermaid singing her siren song. So sailors always thought sailing at night, especially when they heard strange noises, was terrifying. So this speaks to that, of unseen things that may be dangerous or cause you to have caution. That unknown factor very much. But there's also certain truths that come with the moon card. Things that need to be spoken, things that need to be understood. And that card right here tends to convey that more to me, of truth being either hidden or revealed or needing to be spoken, being authentic in your speech. Plus I'm sorry, I find this really very much a pretty card. I love the use of the blue. And sadly, for those that don't know Lisa from Supportive Tarot, Lisa Pappas, I'm going to sound like her quite a lot and saying it's pretty. I'm literally turning into Lisa. It's pretty. And especially with the Sun card, because this is a happy, cheery card. And it's usually one of the brightest cards in the major arcana. Now, as much as nudity represents vulnerability in the tarot, and I don't mind little kids on horses riding through sunflowers, as you can see, I tend to gravitate more towards non-traditional versions of the Sun card. We have the Mermaid's Tarot, we have the Tarot of Dragons, and we have the Lightseer's Tarot. I was always a big fan of the Little Mermaid, and yes, I just told you how old I am. But the Mermaid's Tarot does, I think, get this happy, joyous, childlike sense of awe with all the sea life that you would see on the reef with the sunlight streaming down. It's joyous and awe-inspiring, and it depicts teeming life in the ocean, and I love this. As a Scorpio, as a water element, I love that for the Sun card. It's fantastic. The Tarot of Dragons, I mean, there's been a rumor that, you know, the sun is a dragon's egg and whatnot, and Sean McKenzie literally put the dragon on the sun, and you do get the babies down here, which is kind of amusing in the sunflowers, but I do love the fact that the dragon's on the sun on this one, and it's bright, it's cheery, and orange is normally not my favorite color out of all the color spectrum, but this is a happy, cheery card, and I connect to it very well. And I love how a lot of the dragons are drawn in this particular deck. They're not all the same, and I love the color schemes. So, good job. Love it. Thank you, Sean. And then we have the Lightseer's Tarot down here. You kind of see the sun more as a mandala, something that is giving life and energy, and you see this little whisk coming out towards this woman who's just reveling. She's basically sunbathing and dancing in a field, in a meadow by herself. She's just happy and joyous and having fun and soaking it in. And I love that. She doesn't need to be vulnerable and naked. She's just expressing happiness for what is, and basically being present in the moment and being happy about it. And that says something to me. Very much says something to me. Alright, we're going to move right on into the Judgment card, which I will confess is another card that I particularly dislike in the traditional RWS. It's usually people in a coffin rising up out of the coffin because an angel has blown a horn. And I hate that card. I really don't like it. We have the Game of Thrones, the Mermaid Tarot, and the Lightseer's Tarot here. So these are the three I've chosen. I think the Night King here, when he rises the dead in Game of Thrones, is very much the Judgment card. A higher power is literally pulling their strings and making them rise up and become aware to serve a cause. And there's a certain law and order that comes with the Judgment card. I do kind of enjoy the fact that the creators decided to pick that particular depiction for the Judgment card. And the Mermaid Tarot, I mean, the people aren't in coffins. They're in little air bubbles, and they're coming out when someone's blowing a conch shell. So it's kind of similar to a traditional RWS, but there's no coffins or angels. And I like the color scheme. And for some reason, this jives better with me. Granted, it's from a water deck. It's from one of my main decks, and I'm a water sign, so this depiction I connect to quite a bit more. And then the Lightseer's Tarot, I love the fact that you see this woman's higher self rising up out of her. So there's that need that higher power, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean a spirit team or an angel. In fact, it could just be your higher self leading you into what you need to be or where you need to be. And I love that distinction. So thank you, Chris Ann, for that. And last but not least, in the major arcana, we have the Worlds. And I have 3 of these, and I love them as soon as I saw them. We have the Green Witch Tarot, we have the Mermaid's Tarot, and the Tarot of Dragons. This very much for the Green Witch Tarot. You see spring, summer, fall, and winter. I love the fact that they've included the changing of the seasons around this tree. You see all this different life, but the changing of the seasons, the world, that cycle of seasons and life, death, and the rebirth, and keep on going with the Tree of Life, as above, so below, definitely speaks to me of the World card. And I love that from a nature perspective, other than just showing me a woman in a wreath with all symbols of the elements around her. This I like a lot better. And then the Mermaid Tarot, we literally have somebody holding the world in their hands with life all around, and the world is in a little air bubble. So the world is your oyster, and you can hold on to things or let things go and let them change. There's this sense of a cycle, and you can see the fish going around in a circle. So I very much like the reference to the traditional RWS here, but at the same time, it's different, and it feels a little bit more personal, and I love that. And the Tarot of Dragons, thank you, Sean, for this particular card. Not only is it renamed the universe instead of the world, acknowledging that we're only a small part of something bigger, that the universe itself exists, so we have a certain place in the universe, not just a certain place in the world. But she made it a dragon's eye, and you literally see a universe in the dragon's eye. We are all just stardust, as what Carl Sagan used to say. And I love this interpretation of the World card. I fell in love with it as soon as I saw it, and the fact that it's more prominent inside the box for this particular deck is fantastic. I love it as a choice for something different, and it's a little bit broader spectrum than most, especially with the name change. So kudos to Sean. All right, my lovelies, I hope you enjoyed this little series for my favorites for 2022. This is the conclusion of the Major Arcana. I will be starting the minors as well, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.